In 2019, you've published a book called Theory of Change. Would you care to share some details about that?
It's many years of thoughts, of collective experience, personal experience, and I just share some thoughts on what is actually like the real change. How do we change things as an individual? How do we create an impact in the world? Because the logical for most basic regular human beings is resistance, and the resistance against the system, and the resistance comes in many forms. One of them is peaceful resistance. One of them is physical one, let's say like demonstration, or let's say using the media, and let's say writing on social media. And it has many forms, in creating cults or being part of a political system or political party or something like that.
Yeah.
Like if you are like a Republican, or if you are Democrat, or something like that, being part of something. All of these movements basically wants to bring change to a current system or a current government or whatever. What I have realized is that in the world has changed, and we live in capitalism basically. Those days where you solve things by showing muscles and fighting and all of these things, I think it doesn't work anymore. And the real gangsters are in Wall Street, people who control the money, control the flow of money, control the economics and all of this stuff. So I think people should adapt to that, and there is nothing wrong with doing business. It's totally legal. It's in everyone's capacity. If you understand how economics works, if you understand how the money flow works. So I think the real change is done through business, through economics, through money. So let's say if I am an individual in some village, somewhere in some country, how do I really bring actual change and actual value to my community, to my family, to my country, and all of these things? So there is something called microeconomy. So let's say you and me, we come together, build a business similar to what we are doing right now with SkillsArt. Like for example, like Hamza, for example, he comes from, he had his own business. And then you have Stanik, for example, our e-commerce educator, he has his own business. But we came around one idea, one vision. And even you yourself, you had your own stuff going on before we met, and we all became part of SkillsArt. So what we're doing with SkillsArt, we are building that microeconomy. Me and you, we all come together, and we fix our finances, we grow, we build some substantial amount of money that allow you to build and design your own environment. And the idea is to have enough money to basically build your own schools, build your own hospitals, design your own village, design your own environment, build some sort of your own city where you become independent from the system. You don't want to be fed by the system. You don't want them to decide what school your children go, or what hospital you should be on, or what kind of food you should eat. Designing your own environment, designing your own system, I think that is what could bring a real change. And without going against the system, actually you are building a side-by-side system, challenge the system, competitive to the system, and eventually maybe the system will have to adapt to what people want, what people like that's some sort of resistance where it's totally peaceful, it's totally legal, you are operating within the parameters of what is provided. And the rich has done that anyway. If you go any country now, even like here in the Philippines or any country, and I have been to many, you will find some special communities where that's where the ultra rich live, and you can see they have different type of houses and mansions, gated communities. They have the best services, the best hospitals, the best schools. And so I was thinking, maybe as regular people, or let's say who are less fortunate, maybe they should do the same. That's what the rich are doing anyway. If we understand a little bit about money and about economics, I think we can catch up with these kind of people, and I think we can have better life, more decent life, and I think we can gain our freedom back from whoever took it from us by feeding us wrong information, by giving us less wealth and less money than we supposed to have. I always say I have nothing against 9-to-5 jobs, but wealth distribution is not fair.
That's true.
How is it fair that a teacher or an engineer or a doctor or just regular jobs, regular occupation, like what you see everywhere, they cannot take care of their family, they cannot buy a house, they cannot send their kids to school, they cannot send their parents to the best hospitals without taking a loan, without going into a financial hardship. And I think there is something wrong. And this slavery, indirect slavery, you can say. And I think there is no solution to that except this way, because no matter how much you fight in the system, you demonstrate, you write in the internet, these people don't give a fuck, and they don't really care. And I think the only way where your voice is being heard is to become as much powerful as them, because the strong doesn't negotiate with the weak. The strong negotiate with another strong person. Like, let's say you are US doesn't negotiate with Philippines. US give straight direct orders to Philippines to do whatever agenda they need to push. But US can sit with China because they are on the same level. As I was saying, is that strong sit with the strong, strong sit with his rival. Big countries sit with big countries. Big countries doesn't negotiate with weak one. You cannot negotiate unless you are strong. And I mean, in these days, it's not military wise, it's actually economic wise. To be strong and powerful as anything. And when you are strong economically, like, the country also is strong in everything as well.